cactus and succulent growers, it's Lynn, and in today's video this is part 2 of our overwintering cacti and succulents that I have to bring inside for the winter months because they're not cold hardy. And if you didn't see part 1, then do check out that video. Links to that video will be up above and down below in the video description. This is part 2, and in today's video I'm going to be focusing on what cacti and succulents I've got here in my little white greenhouse that have to come indoors for the winter because they're forecast 2 Celsius here tonight anyway, and many of these plants need to come in obviously protected. They need a minimum temperature of 10 C, 50 Fahrenheit, and that's the ones I'm going to be bringing in. Oh, well, the big green polytunnel is heated at 5 C, so that's not a problem. We have a heater in there, and we have some big tall Trichocereus varieties. There'll be no trouble. If it drops to 2 C, this will be at least 5 C in here tonight because it's against the wall and it's always a few degrees warmer than what it is outside. But many in here still need to be brought in because they need winter warmth. I've got some euphorbias, some taller growing euphorbias at the back there that need to come in, and another euphorbia over there. Other different types of mixed cacti, some smaller ones that are not cold hardy, and a puntia over there, the cobra one that needs a little bit more winter warmth, one a puntia. And I've also got some more opuntias here, the roadkill cactus, the rubescens, and they need winter warmth, so they're going to be coming in. And a few little odd bods as well, some more little smaller Polytunnel there, and also my Cereus jamakaru cuddly cactus that is not cold hardy either. So this is what I'm going to be doing today, but because it's so chaotic in here, as you can see, it's very overcrowded on the floor. I've had to bring a lot of plants in that I've had outside for the summer in the yard into this white greenhouse to protect them from rain. And that's why the floor is completely packed. Normally I can walk in here and get a bit closer. So before I get to the plants I need to get to take them out, I do have to remove these first. I'm going to be putting these straight into our big green polytunnel. And those of you who know, our big green polytunnel is going to be taken down in the next few weeks when we get our new clear polytunnel put up. So everything is going to come into the house anyway, temporary. But for now, while we're having these cold nights, I'm just focusing on the ones that have to come indoors for the winter anyway. But these can go back into our big greenhouse for now, and there'll be no problem with them. But for me to reach these others at the back, I do have to move, first of all, this big, huge, massive aloe vera plant, and also these large crassulas, I have to take them out. And also this very lethal Opuntia aciculata, orbiculata, it's beautiful Opuntia, but it's not one I want to dance with. So I'm going to take that out first and put into the big green polytunnel. I'm not going to film that process because it's going to be too long of a video, and to be honest I have a lot to do today. So I'm just going to make the space first in here. As you can see, this polytunnel is wobbling, it's very windy today, and take them into the big green polytunnel. So I've got the floor space to reach the others, and then I'm going to take out all the plants I'm going to need to take out and then take them into the house. And I've got 2 grow rooms I'm going to be putting in the plants that are not cold hardy. First of all, I've got a grow room that's especially for the taller growing cactus plants at the back there, like the Polytunnel, that, like this one for example, that need winter warmth. And I've also got some space on the table in my office grow room as well to put some of the smaller plants in. So what I'm going to do now is obviously empty out the ones I have to, and then I'm going to take up all the plants I have to take up, bring them and show you them in the places I'm going to be putting them, and then what it looks like when it's all away. First of all, I'm going to show you the grow rooms I've got and where I'm going to be putting these plants, the ones I have to bring in anyway. Now here I am in my office and grow room, and these are the plants I put away the other day, the euphorbias and the other type of mixed cacti. And I have some table space here for the smaller ones I'm going to be bringing in this video, as you can see, and also a bit of space there at the side to put some of the smaller Cereus cactus plants as well, because this is a sunny south facing window and the sun comes right across and onto this back wall as well. So perfect. So that's the space there. Now here I am in the house, and this is our little back room that we use as a bit of a grow room here, a bit of a spare room, and we've got a lot of floor space here to put a lot of the taller cereus cactus plants like the Polytunnel cereus and other varieties that can overwinter here. We have the grow lights here. These we've had for a few years. These are from Kingbo, the 50 LED watt UFO type grow lights, and we've had them for years now, and they're pretty good. That's a Sansi, I think it's a 45 watt bulb as well, grow light. That's very good also. So that's the space here, and now time to get bringing them in. Well, that's some of the plants moved off the floor there. Say there's some of the crassulas, the big aloe, back into the big green polytunnel, and I've started moving some of the not cold hardy ones into the house, but I'm just putting them all into our living room, and I won't film it because if you could see it, guys, it's an absolute disgrace. Plants everywhere. So I'm going to just show you what it looks like, the plants that I've took out, what the two grow rooms look like when the plants are in, and talking a little bit about the plants because it's just too much to do this in stages like I normally do. I still have a lot more to move in, these Polytunnel cereus varieties, and then I'm going to have to give this floor a bit of a clean, and I have to move plants away here so I can get to these big tall euphorbias that I'm probably going to be putting into my office as well. More euphorbias there. Martilio cactus geometricans, commonly known as the booby cactus here, that's not cold hardy, that also needs winter warmth, so that's going to be coming in, as is the Cereus spiralis and other types here. But as you can see, it's a bit chaotic. It's been very windy, so plants are flying everywhere. Have to have the greenhouse door open to go in and out, but it's just flapping like anything because it's chaotically windy. But good exercise anyway. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm just picking out certain types of, such as these Trichocereus, because these smaller ones can go back onto the table in the green big polytunnel temporarily until we have to move everything out anyway, because these are cold hardy. And I've got space now on the trays in the big green polytunnel because I took all the euphorbia out, and also the Hylocereus the other day in the other video. So I've got space now to put the ones that are going back into the big polytunnel. Oh dear, I'm actually out of breath, guys, lifting all these big heavy plants. So then anyway, back to work. Oh my god, guys, this is our kitchen, and these are just a few of the plants that we've had to bring in, and the biggest job is now sorting where to put them all. Now guys, oh my god, a change of plan. It's been a major panic. Well, as you know, halfway through bringing in all the plants to put away, and I just looked at the weather forecast now, and where they'd forecast 2 Celsius tomorrow night, it's now going to be 0, down to 0 and frost. So all of these plants that I normally leave in here, like the Trichocereus, that be fine at 2 Celsius until the weather gets colder, I've panicked and I've had to bring in practically all of the plants now into the green polytunnel. So I couldn't film it because I was just panicking. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so cold, and I wasn't prepared for it. Normally here in Ireland, the weather doesn't really, we don't get temperatures like 0. That's Celsius, by the way, guys, of a night time until December. So this is like just coming into the 3rd week in October. Usually it's like double figures at this time of year. So it's been a total shock. I normally plan when I'm bringing the plants in a few days before. I do it in stages. I make room first in our big green polytunnel, and then I bring these in stages. It's just been chaos. So Hans was at work this morning. He'd come back this afternoon, and we've just had to drop everything and just bring in all of these plants in here into the big green polytunnel. And the ones I brought into the house I just showed you, they're the ones that are staying in the house for the winter, so I'm going to be putting them away on the tables, and I'm going to show you what they look like at the end of this video. But the house is chaos at the moment, plants absolutely everywhere. I can't even get to sit on my laptop to even edit this video, so until I've done all this I can't do any more. But anyway, this is going to be left in here for tonight because we've done enough for tonight. Me and Hans are absolutely exhausted. I've hurt my back is killing me, and I was actually going out tonight for my friend's birthday for a meal, and I can't because my back is so painful. My fault for trying to lift heavy plants this morning when Hans was at work, so I'm just going to have to take it easy now. But these in here, we've got the big aloe left. The big agave, this can actually stay out here. Our agaves are cold hardy, so no problem staying out here in this unheated greenhouse. And my big echinopsis is very cold hardy as well, but that I'm going to be bringing in tomorrow in the polytunnel. And same as the big aloe and this other big trichocereus here, got 3 different types. That's going to be coming in, but they're just too heavy for us to lift at the moment because our backs are killing us both. And my big trichocereus grandiflora, so it's actually still in bud. So moving it I just don't want to do, but I have to. I don't know whether these buds are going to come to full term now. I think they're just going to fall off, which is a shame because this has the most stunning beautiful red flowers on it, but it's a bit late in the year now. And look at the mess, floor's terrible. But as I say, this little white greenhouse is also going to be coming down and collapsing down. We're just going to have the big new one. I'm just going to take you into the big green poly because I'll show all these plants that we've moved in there now. Right then guys, I say it's absolutely packed in here. Lovely though. I sort of love it when all the plants are in. As I say, I had no plans on moving all these trichocereus cacti, probably for another couple of days, because I wanted to do this in stages, obviously, but because it's sudden shock to see the forecast has suddenly now gone to 0 for tomorrow, me and Hans had to bring everything in here. And what I normally do, I sort of, once they're the ones that are back in here for the winter, I love to spend time rearranging them all a little bit. There's plenty of floor space, so I can still come in and out here and film my videos. But I'd normally do it a lot more aesthetically pleasing. But as I say, in the next few weeks, every single plant in this polytunnel is going to be coming out into the house when we have our new greenhouse. So there's no point in me spending time rearranging. As you can see, a bit of a mess here with everything, but it doesn't matter now. They're just in here and they're going to be protected from the cold. As I say, I do have a heater here that I put on at 5 Celsius. So tonight I think they're forecasting to really drop to 5 anyway, but this comes on if it drops to 5 or below to keep the temperature at 5 Celsius, which is about 41°F. So every single plant that's in here now will be protected from the cold. And as I say, in the morning I'll bring the rest of them that's in the white polytunnel. But gosh guys, what a shock with the weather. Suddenly a bit of a shock. And by the way, these are plants I've just put in here. When we bring plants in, we have to bring them in when we get the new polytunnel. We're going to be putting them all into crates to put into the house, and then put the crates on top of each other because we couldn't fit all this on one level in our house. We have a tiny little townhouse. They will not fit in the house, but putting them into big trays, we can stack the trays up like a skyscraper and make lots of space as well that way. So oh my golly, anyway, complete change of plan. But now that's done. I can go into the house now and start putting away the plants that are going to be there for the winter into the grow room and our back little other room. Now we're collapsing down this white greenhouse because it's completely gone and they're all coming away. Hans is dismantling it, and these other plants left are going to be then coming into the big green polytunnel. And as I say, that big green polytunnel is also going to be dismantled when we get our nuclear big polytunnel. So a lot of work today. Very exhausted. What do you reckon, Hansi? Hansi's a star. So this one is going to be a lot easier to take down than our big green one. So oh my golly, work for us plant wicked. Woohoo! That's all of the plants that we had to bring inside the house, completely inside now. And this is my back grow room here that I have the grow lights on, as you can see there, And this is where I put a lot of the serious type of cactus plants here to overwinter. I'll have the grow lights on just for about 4 hours a day. I used to have them on a lot longer, for about 7 or 8 hours, the same length as light outside, but I don't anymore because cacti don't really need, light is not a necessity when they're completely overwintering. It's mainly that they're just resting, and because there's a window in this room as well, they do get light during the day, and sun, when the sun comes through, shines onto them. But the grow lights give them a bit of an additional, just a bit of a booster over the winter. So I've got a mixture. I've got my Opuntia consoleas, commonly known as the roadkill cactus, because these Opuntias are not cold hardy. So they're one of the few Opuntias that do need winter warmth. And this back grow room stays about 15°C. It's not heated, but it's attached to our house, so it doesn't go cold even on the cold nights. So this is sort of perfect for these warmth-loving types of not cold hardy cacti. Again, a lot of Pilosa cereus varieties and others in there. Now these are our 4 big giant cacti on our staircase, and I normally do a separate video when we bring these in because, as I mentioned, it's just suddenly forecasted to drop mega cold, and it's not a case of planning things over a few days like I normally do. I just had to bring them in, and normally we would, as I say, schedule everything a bit more timely, but just bring them in. We were lucky we managed to get our friend Shaw to come and help us with some of these cacti, but Hans actually ended up lifting this big Brasilio Opuntia brasiliensis himself, and I'm going to show you a video clip now of Hans when he was carrying this huge giant on his own because it's too heavy for me, lifting it through the house and bringing it up the stairs. Isn't he amazing, guys? Hans is 71, and I'm not kidding you, I'm not joking you. He has tons of energy and power. Like, he puts me to shame. And anyway, they've all been put away, and we've got as a Brasilio Opuntia here, Pilosa cereus here, and a big Trichocereus that Hans grown from seed about 50 years ago now. And Trichocereus are winter hardy, but it's too tall for our polytunnel, so we have to bring it into the staircase because there's headroom here that these plants need. And also Hans's other Pilosa cereus that's 20 years old that he has grown from seed as well, again over 7 feet high. And this was in our back grow room that I just showed you now last year, but it's grown about another foot since then, so it's too tall. So also on our staircase. Crazy, guys, I know, but at least they're put away now for the winter. Now then, I'm in my office and grow room, and apologies for the lighting, guys. It's actually dark outside now, as you can see. We've just finished putting them all away, and we've completely dismantled the little white greenhouse. We've took that completely away now, and all the plants in there, and obviously to make more space, and we're going to take the big green one down when we get the new clear polytunnel anyway. But here's the plant stand here with the epiphytic cacti. Looking a bit more fuller now as I've brought some more in from the polytunnel that are not cold hardy. Certain this Ripsalis ramelosa here that last year suffered from damage from being the cold, so it needs winter warmth. I know that one. And other different types of epiphytes on this stand here. And I've put at the back here some of the cereus cactus plants, also a mixture of some Pilosa cereus, Werbio cereus, which are these ones here, the lovely golden spines, and euphorbia, tall growing euphorbias, because these are not cold hardy. And this corner of the room here, they also get light coming in from not only the grow lights. I turned this one off because this one is pink and it makes the camera flicker, so because it's dark I've switched it off to film. But the sun comes through this window here and goes right onto this back wall, so these get plenty of light for the winter time. All my euphorbias I showed you the other day, and yep, I put these, a mixture of cacti here from the little greenhouse there, some of the not so cold hardy Opuntias, that one there from the Galapagos Islands. My Gymnocliton horsey, that's cold hardy, but that's the one I got from my late friend Peter a couple of months ago, so I want to overwinter it indoors because it's extra special. Some more Galapagos island Apuntias. And a mixture of a few different mixed cacti here that are not particularly cold hardy or just don't want to risk them. And then at the back here I've got more serious cacti that are not cold hardy either. I've got my spiralis here and my cuddly cactus Ceres jamakaru and my Cactus geometricans booby cactus and a couple more euphorbias as well. This awesome euphorbia here and also my euphorbia sudanica. And then I've got some little plant propagations I've got going on in the water. And I also have a grow light here. I have my Mars Hydro, so I can have that one on during the day. As I say, there's the mirror there, and that reflects tons of light over. This also gets plenty of sun. When the sun comes through this side, it lights the whole of this back wall. Plenty of sun for them to overwinter. I wouldn't keep them in this position during the spring and summer months because they need more direct sun. They're too far away from a window. But to overwinter when they're dormant, absolutely fine. And as I say, I've got the grow lights I can put on as well, a bit of a booster for a few hours every day, just so they keep ticking along in the winter. But cacti don't do much when they're dormant anyway. They just need to rest. I know many growers that overwinter them in their sheds and cellars and garages in total darkness, and they just bring them out again in the spring. They acclimatise them slowly to the light and they overwinter them fine. I just prefer to give them some light and additional booster with the grow lights. Personally, my experience, it helps them for the growing season the following year. So there we go guys, it's all done, absolutely done, and I can breathe now. And I have to say, me and Hans are completely exhausted. So we're going to take a bit of a breather now, have a nice baked potato for dinner and get our energy and make sure we rest. And thank you so much for watching, guys, and let's just hope this winter passes not too cold, because it's a blinking cold start to, well, middle of October, way too cold for this time of year. But hopefully it will go a bit milder the rest of the winter. And before you go, do leave a comment in the comments below, even a heart or smiley face, because every comment really helps the algorithm. And do subscribe, do click the notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And do check my website out, desertplantsofAvalon.com. I want to wish you all a fantastic cactus and succulent plant-powered day. Whew, what a relief to get all this done, guys. Phew, at last.